Hello, Hannah the Suburban Witch here, and today we are going through the Zodiac signs as Disney princesses. This one goes out to all of my 90s kids and Disney fans. With the emergence of Disney Plus recently, I have been loving reliving all of my childhood memories and introducing all of those classics to my daughter. And that inspired this post, which was originally a blog post and I'm now converting into YouTube content for you here today. So we're going to go through each of the Zodiac signs from Aries all the way through to Pisces and which princess they would be. I wasn't able to include all the princesses because there are quite a few, so there's a few missing, and I haven't used their canon birth dates. I don't even know what they would be or if they ever had them. I'm purely going off their personality and their storyline as well. If you're new to my channel, I'm Hannah the Suburban Witch, an intuitive tarot reader and astrologer, and I love bringing all of my witchy content to you here on YouTube. I release a video every Wednesday, and you can also find me over on TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, Facebook, and my blog, which is at suburbanwitchery.com. Let's begin with Aries, and who other than Merida. Fiercely independent and courageous, Merida is the prime example of an Aries. Now, Aries is ruled by the god of war, and Merida loves her weapons, which is, in her case, archery. Aries can also be hard-headed, impatient, and unfortunately for Merida's mother, impulsive. Now, the sign for Aries is a ram, and that is to signify their ability to hit their problems headfirst, sometimes with disastrous results. They are also a cardinal sign, which means they are not someone who likes to be told what to do or when to do it. Just like Aries, Merida is born to be a leader, but unfortunately, it sometimes takes a little bit of stubbornness and learning the hard way to really get there. Next, we move to Taurus, and who better than Ariel? Taurus tends to be quite particular about their things, and we can absolutely see that with Ariel's collection of human assortments. They love to collect things, and each item will have a very special place in their heart. Don't mess with a Taurus's stuff. Taurus also rules the throat and is often a sign associated with those who have a beautiful singing voice or a singing career. And we can see that with Ariel's amazing, talented voice. Now, Taurus is also ruled by the planet Venus, which is all about love. And we see that Ariel's main desire is truly just love, and love for humans and love for Prince Eric. That is her main motivation throughout the entire movie. Taurus can be a very romantic sign, and they're very physical as well. So they want to feel and touch and be included with all of the things around their loved ones. So having that separation between the ocean and the land would have been absolute agony for a Taurus. Which is why she took the big plunge and changed herself into a human. Taurus is also shown as a sign of a bull, and that shows their bullheadedness or their stubbornness, and we see that in Ariel's incredibly bullheaded pursuit of a pretty boy. Next, we move to Gemini, and we've got here Pocahontas. Now, Geminis have an affinity for languages, and communication is their vibe. And in Pocahontas, she picks up English almost immediately, which is very, very talented. Geminis are also easily bored. They crave mental stimulation, new things, a variety of things. They are not keen to just sit around doing the same thing day in, day out. They want to explore and open up their minds to a bigger world. They're also super social, so they love meeting people from all walks of life, and that's why Pocahontas and John Smith had such a great relationship, because she was so open to it. Now, a true Gemini is someone who is mutable, and we see that with Pocahontas. She can walk both worlds very easily. She is able to adapt to her surroundings and the people she's with, especially if you've seen Pocahontas too when she travels to England. And as I said, Geminis are quite prone to boredom if they're in one place for too long, so it's not surprising to me that she fell in love with an explorer. Next, we move on to Cancer, and here I've placed Cinderella. So Cancer loves being at home in their safe and secure environment. They're a very nurturing sign. and a little bit old-fashioned. So they'd rather stay at home even if it's not very fun. And whilst I believe Cinderella could have left at any time, she chose to stay because of her family legacy and that this was her family home, and she did still feel safe and secure there regardless of the treatment from her family. So she's still very loyal even though she was being quite abused. She's also the perfect example of what a 50s housewife would probably be. There's a reason this was released in the 50s and shows a woman doing her due diligence around the home. So Cancers are nurturers, and they're very emotional and in touch with feelings of those around them. So I am sure that Cinderella would have really tuned into what her stepmother must have been feeling and made a lot of allowances for the way that she was treated. And no matter how badly she was treated, Cinderella still had room in her heart to help feed and clothe her beautiful little mouse friends as well. Now we move on to Leo. And here I've placed Jasmine. It is no joke that Jasmine has a tiger as a pet because Leo brings big cat energy. Leo truly wants to be loved and adored for who they are, and we see this with her long list of suitors, and no one is quite good enough for her because she's very special, but she truly does want to find that real love, not just someone going after her money. Leos are often referred to as the benevolent monarch. They are the good queen, the good emperor, the good king. That is who we see of as a Leo. They are regal, warm, hospitable, but don't forget they're still just a little bit more special than you are. Now, Jasmine is fiery and fierce, and she is not afraid of the spotlight. She has lofty ideals and won't take anything less than she deserves. Now we move on to Virgo, and here we've placed the beautiful Belle. Virgos tend to be devoted to animals and the humane treatment of them, which may explain Belle's affinity for the beast. They are also very clever, and with Mercury's ruling over Virgo, they are very much about mental stimulation and learning and using their mind. And this is why the gift of the library would have been absolute heaven for a Virgo like Belle. She's also quick-witted with high standards, which is very Virgo in nature. They're also the healers and the soothers of the Zodiac, and they love to just help out. So we can see that when she starts to really help the beast learn and grow as a person and with his knowledge as well, when she's reading him all sorts of books and teaching him how to eat properly and do things by the rules. Now we move on to Libra, and here we've placed Princess Anna. Libra has a sweet reputation with a dimpling smile, graceful manners, and a desire for harmony above all else. It's also the sign of marriage and relationships. And I'm telling you right now, they would be the most likely to marry a man they just met. Libras often have a very charming way about them, which can disarm even the most prickly of mountain men. They also have this deep inner desire for everybody to get along and everybody to be friends and everything to be okay, and they'll try everything they can, especially with their words, to get this diplomatic outcome between everybody. And we see that with Anna trying to make amends with Elsa and trying to convince her that everything's okay, just come back and we'll all be one happy family. The next sign we have is Scorpio, and here we've placed Milan. Scorpio rules the taboo and secrets, and we see this with Milan and her secret identity. The other thing that Scorpio rules is transformation, and we see this amazing transformation of Milan from female to male warrior, hero, and back to female. Scorpios are also drawn to work that may be unpleasant or frightening to others, like war, perhaps? We often see Scorpio as the bad boy of the Zodiac, and Mulan is absolutely the most badass princess out of all of them. She single-handedly saves China and brings honor to her family, all whilst cross-dressing and still managing to make the love of her life fall in love with her as a man and a woman. How forward-thinking and how amazing for this character. Scorpios also feel at home with the uncomfortable sides of life, like war and death. Next we have Sagittarius, and here we've placed Moana. Sagittarians seek truth, adventure, freedom, and travel. Moana was designed to explore the world and expand her horizons, not to stay in one place. She has the Sagittarian flair for being able to see a world that's bigger than those around her can imagine, and she'll go to great lengths to prove that she is right. She has the determination of a fire sign and the spirit of an explorer. Moana is perfectly at home outside of the comfort zone, whether that is talking to giant crabs beneath the sea, jumping off huge ledges into an abyss that she can't see the bottom of, fighting volcanoes, or even just talking up to a demigod. And just like a true Sagittarian, she will bring all that she's learned back with her to teach others. Next we have Capricorn, and of course I've placed Tiana here. Since writing the original blog post for this content, I have since found out that Tiana was actually based off a real life woman named Leah Chase, and Leah Chase was an African American woman and she was a Capricorn, so I absolutely nailed that one. I had no idea, but it's a very fun fact. Now, if you want a hard worker, you want to hire a Capricorn, but be careful because they will work their way up and take over the business from under you. Tiana is the perfect example of a Capricorn with ruthless tenacity and single-mindedness in her goals. She knows what she wants and she knows how to get there, and that's through work, work, and more work. And she will uphold everyone to the same standards that she holds herself. She's a true businesswoman with a little mushy inside heart as well. You just got to get through a few layers to get there. Next we move on to Aquarius, and here we've got Elsa. Aquarius are often independent, aloof, and detached. They're often known as quite cold and not super emotional. In the northern hemisphere, the time of Aquarius is actually in the dead of winter when everything is covered in ice. Aquarians often find themselves very unique and they feel like they don't truly fit in anywhere. As an air sign, they can have a tendency for too many thoughts in their head, which can turn to anxiety or fear as well. So Elsa in the movie is stuck in some of the more negative traits of Aquarius, which is she's driven by fear and anxiety, and she wants to isolate herself because she doesn't feel like she truly belongs. Aquarians are natural born leaders. They're very good at inspiring a crowd, inspiring revolutions, all sorts of things, bringing on a lot of change and working hard for their community. They just need to realize that they never really will truly fit in, and they have to be okay with that. Lastly, we have Pisces. Who better than Rapunzel? So beautiful Pisces, so full of sweetness, enchantment, and magic. They are the artists, the dreamers, the magical ones, and Pisces truly want to believe the best in everyone around them. From the big thug at the snuggly duckling to your narcissistic and controlling mother. Pisces also have a wonderful knack for putting together social events, like random musicals in the middle of a weird pub. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, which is the planet of dream visions of the future, and we see that she is filled with wonder and beautiful visions for what the world could be. She sees the best in everyone and she totally upholds everyone's dreams, no matter how magical or out there they are. She supports everyone that they can get there. She's a true Pisces at heart. So that concludes our 12 princesses of the Zodiac. I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it as well. If you're starting to learn astrology, this can be such a great way to learn those aspects by getting characters and remembering their traits and bringing them in through your astrological workings. We can do this with the negative sides, see my Disney villains post, and we can do this with the positives, which is here in the Disney princesses. So I hope you have a great day wherever you are today, and I will chat to you next time. Bye!